Hi everyone, it's me Carbundance. Welcome. It's a little bit Germanized. Welcome to my 365 days from eating disorder to recovery. Fun fact, I wear this shirt, the Boulder shirt, I think the first time in a video because it's actually like pretty old, let's say, but I just felt like it. I just rolled with it. But I think the fun fact is that Tabitha Farrar, if I remember right, actually lives in Boulder. And she also writes a lot about that and all of that, health culture in Boulder and the fitness culture in her books. And so that's quite funny. We had someone staying in our family's home for a year who came from Boulder, so he brought that for me. And yeah, I don't know, it's just really, really comfy. Are you serious? I actually have a wasp here now. Okay, so I had to help her out. Okay, let's get to what I ate 1 year ago. This is you saw the breakfast, a full plate of oranges again. Love oranges so much, but you guys know the drill that I had there 1 year ago. Then also again, like apples and dates, and it's just, I think you can see the imprisonment in the meals. Like, it's just this, you just see the rule of just fruit, as much fruit as possible, and it's like nothing else. And there's nothing wrong with fruit at all. Love fruit, but the thing is, if everything else is not good enough and off limits, that's a problem. Actually, we're also going to go into reverse dieting, the topic of reverse dieting. I got a comment. So stay tuned until the end of this video, and also don't forget to hit the thumbs up if these videos help you. This day was actually a fully raw day, and just to remind you, it's just 100% quasi recovery, not real recovery what I was doing there. This was the normal banana ice cream, but what you can see actually is that the calorie density is much higher because it doesn't look as watery anymore. So I kind of, I was justifying to my brain, well, but I am challenging my eating disorder, and I actually did by increasing the calorie density, not making the meal so voluminous. But the thing is, I could have done so much more, and I guess that's always the case. You can always do so much more, and we tend to just get complacent and just feel like, well, I don't have to do more because I'm already challenging myself so much. But that is always pretty much also a lie. It's only half of, or only a small percentage of the opposite of the eating disorder, right? Not the real, total, complete opposite. So this was a fully raw day, just completely out of fear. Let's hop into what I ate 1 week ago. It's not everything I ate, just I also ate just all kinds of things, just random stuff. These kinds of Prinzenrolle creamies in nougat style, and actually I also craved more nougat on there because it wasn't nougaty enough for me, so I just put this kind of cheap Nutella on there as well. And then they also have the milky version, or actually I also put a little bit of butter because I missed the milky part on these nougat things. And then this is the milky part. I tried like half of one bag, half of the other bag, just as much as I felt like. Have this brioche thing with tons of Nutella on there. And then also what I had later was dates stuffed with peanut butter. Perfect combo, I guess. Just perfect combo. And coming from a background where I used to replace or substitute real Snickers, the real deal, with dates, the whole food version with peanut butter and cacao, it just feels so great to be able to, not out of fear, have those types of dates, but also the real Snickers, right? But you have to be really, really, really working on that so you can make sure it's really not the eating disorder that makes you do that. I was actually craving those dates there and not the Snickers. So this is sweet potato with tomato and lots of tahini in the sauce, and a nutritional yeast. Okay, let's get into the question by Nora Müller. What is your opinion on reverse dieting? So I have a very clear opinion on that because I was investigating and contemplating, about doing reverse dieting for so long. Also, like, even when I had the problem with my parasite, that was pretty much a few years ago when I got into, I might not be eating enough because I also wasn't able to eat enough, basically, but that didn't make it any better. And so that's basically what I did. I kind of, I was afraid of weight gain back then, and I also was afraid of eating too much. And so what are you doing? You kind of, I actually did kind of this reverse dieting thing, but what does it require? Exactly, it requires you to count calories. It requires you to track calories and not necessarily macros, but I also did that, and which is not recovery. All reverse dieting did to me was getting even more obsessed about it. I do not think it helped me in gaining less weight personally. Like, I had to gain the weight that I had to gain anyway. And the all-in approach that I did later in the year, which you're going to see throughout this year, was the first time when I did not do it in a controlled fashion, in a, micromanaged kind of way. I just gave up all of the control. And reverse dieting basically forces you, or you use reverse dieting in order to say, yes, okay, I need to eat more, but I need to do it in a controlled way. And in other words, you're gaining weight under the terms and conditions of your eating disorder. You're still pleasing your eating disorder, still feeding your eating disorder all day, and it's not going to get you recovered. Just plain and simple. It's not going to work. All of these fitness influencers and people who are doing reverse dieting are actually, I cannot tell from the outside, but it's like they live according to the numbers that they're hitting. And it's like, for reverse dieting, you have to actually hit the number on like at least 100 calories exactly. It's like you can't just eat. You just can't. And you can't recover like that. You can't stop obsessing about numbers and what you can still eat and what not, and fitting your macros and fitting your calorie target. And it's like, if you're still hungry after the day, then that's that. You need to be hungry because you've hit the calorie target of the reverse dieting that you put on yourself. And that it's still this belief of, I know better than my body. I know better than I have to eat this much now, and I cannot eat much more because that is too much and that will make me gain too much weight. And it's like, you just totally stay in this mindset. You don't allow yourself to actually recover in any way, shape, or form. If anything, I think reverse dieting made everything worse for me mentally, because the control of everything got much worse. And that, I think, I've said it a few times already, but I think that's the worst place where you can find yourself, is gaining weight, but nothing changes mentally. Like, that's just hell then in that situation. And wanted to say something else. Okay, I know again what I wanted to say, and that is that you're only going to make it so much more heavy and difficult for you on yourself, because it's making, I can tell you, it's making you insane when you start eating more in a controlled fashion but cannot go over a certain calorie target, even if you get up to the minimal guidelines, like the minimum calorie targets of 2,500 and more for other people. Just, you can look that up for yourself. Then the first thing is to get there, but on that way to get there, I can tell you, your extreme hunger is going to kick in, and it's like, what? You're only giving me 2,000 calories? Like, even if you only ate 800 calories per day before, it's like the extreme hunger, now that you start to eat, your body's like, give me all the calories because I need them, and then you're not allowing it to do so. You're not allowing it to eat 5,000 calories, and then it's just I literally on some days felt like going insane because I did not have the extreme hunger before when I was restricting, not as much at least. I only had the mental hunger, but not the extreme hunger. And then when I started to reverse diet, then, oh my gosh, it just totally kicked in, and I did not know how to hold myself from it and how to cope with it. And just everything, like my brain was just food, calories, looking at food. Like it was on my brain all day, and and that just got me worse. And I totally, if you are asking with this question, if I think reverse dieting is a good tool for recovery, just straight nope at all. And do not even go there mentally, because what I was doing when I was reverse dieting was going deeper into my eating disorder. I tell you just what it was. Also, you have to keep in mind that reverse dieting is the most unnatural thing ever. Like no animal, no species ever sits in nature popping up their computer and kind of tracking numbers, like what they can still eat and when, and in order to not gain weight so much, in order to control their body. It's just pure insanity, pretty much. And also, even if we as a human species have the brain capacity to do that, it does not mean in any way that it's good for us, because look at the people who are doing it. Those are usually the people who are doing it professionally, like their profession and goals are to do bikini competitions, or maybe also, people like me who are basically in an eating disorder but are not admitting that to themselves, or not ready for that and thinking that they're not, or not anymore, or whatever. And also a lot of these bodybuilding recovery influencers, whatever, who went from one obsession of the body to the other. Still everything, all of their life revolves around their body, physique, food, and all of that stuff. And that's telling. That tells you everything, pretty much. And that's just exactly the opposite of what you want. That's the opposite of freedom, and that's my thoughts. I'll leave it at that for today. If I can go into that further, just leave me comments and questions. And don't forget, Mondays are live stream days. And I hope you had a great Easter weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.